And we're live.
Nope.
All right. So, hey guys, it's Aniket. Right now we're getting onto the into the girls game against Friend Select. At 1, we're going to move to the boys game at 1 p.m. against GFS. Max, you were saying that 2 people on there are in the ESPN Top 100.
Yeah, so I don't know necessarily if it's 100% true, but over the next couple of years, I know they have some very they have some very good recruits there. So I'm expecting this to be a very tough game, and I have a feeling the relatively newcomers or transfers, considering how well George School's varsity team last year took care of them in their 2 appearances.
Yeah. Okay, so
So
it looks like the girls just got a shot in. I think that was Alexis.
let me pull up the game real quick.
Yeah, they're not showing the. I remember. Yeah, here. Let me screen share it for everybody at home.
Yeah.
Also, follow me on Twitter because it's on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna work with the connection.
Is it really shit lag?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do this with Ben yesterday just to check it, and like the lag was kind of like bad as well. So
did you do the thing where it's like select for video like screen share?
I'm an idiot. I don't think I did that. Here, let me do that again then. How is it now?
Nah, it's still.
Yeah, it's still low gravelly.
Yeah, it looks kind of great. It looked gravelly on my end, but I think it's kind of because of the. But is there any lag on your end?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, there is.
Wait, let me try it.
So then,
enable.
Wait, what if I get one of you guys to screen share? But I don't know if school Wi-Fi would do any better.
Nah, I mean, you can try it. I'll do it.
Yeah, I was say I can't screen share because I'm still on my phone for the stream.
Yeah, you got to enable it.
Yeah, here I just enabled it for multiple participants. One thing I say that I wish that they had was the scoreboard like they had for Friend Central, or wait, was it Friend the other day with boys basketball?
Yeah, Shipley.
I know there's like quite a few new players this year for girls as well. So can one of you guys talk to me about some of the new people?
Is it good?
There's a little bit of lag. It looks gravelly, but
yeah, dude,
also
camera quality is.
Yeah.
I mean,
the camera
my man kind of is like. Terrible. My man has like, you remember how Tom Brady like dropped the pass in the 2017 Super Bowl?
Yep.
Yeah, these are like his hands during that pass. Like whoever the cameraman is. I mean, my man is like. My man has like.
Who are we getting echo from?
Did one of you guys like streaming it on YouTube? Like, did you guys open the YouTube link?
Yeah, I just went to look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna probably mute that, but still look at that just to see if like anybody's seeing the stream.
Yeah, I probably should do the same.
Yeah. Like, just see, like any chat features. But yeah, overall, I think GS is going to do pretty well here. I mean, do any of you guys know any of the new? Are there any new players on at George for girls? I know Rachel's the new coach for girls.
I was a new coach.
Yeah, isn't it Rachel?
Yeah, it is.
Rachel who?
Rachel
Augusta.
Augusto, the
Oh, really?
director of diversity and inclusion. I mean, shout out to Clea and I mean, I know Mari, you know Clea and Alexis, I guess, kind of well, but how do you think they have done as far as like I guess leading people, I guess in the like on the basketball team as far as like their actions with like the underclassmen as far as chemistry goes?
Well, I think Kalia's been here for all 4 years, so she's been a starter for all 4 years, so she's kind of probably been able to develop those leadership qualities just being, a 4 year starter, varsity athlete. And I know off the court, her and I think Peyton and Alexis, they'll sometimes hang out with each other. So, there's friendship between all the players on the team and stuff. And Alexis and her sister, they've obviously probably been playing together for years. So, they'll have a connection like that. So I just, really think, between practices and, hanging out outside of school. And Alexis and Kalia, I think, play on the same AAU team, if I'm correct. So, they've probably just been doing this for a long time together. So the connection is definitely there between them.
Okay, but I think Lauren shoots up for a 3. Oh.
Yep. It does really suck that we can't even see a score here. Because I think George School's winning by like a decent amount right now off rip, but
yeah,
we really have no clue. Good steal there in the paint.
wait, you said Alexis has a sister? I actually didn't know that she had a sister.
Yeah, I think her name is Sophia. Yeah, she's a new freshman.
Mm-hmm.
But,
How do you guys think that there's like I guess like I know as far as the girls team goes, I think it's pretty strong. I guess compared to a lot of the other teams. Do you think there's a strong chance we could possibly reach I mean, I don't know how are FSLs working for like possibly like doing league cups and stuff.
I think for now, I don't remember this from when I wrote the article about this, but from what I remember, I think they want to try to get like on the ground first, like they can actually have a season and like run like and facilitate well before they worry about playoffs or an FSL Cup. So I think right now, probably within the like coming week, we could either see a plan for for FSL finals, or we could see or we could just say that like, hey, we're gonna just run a 6-game schedule and be done here. So
okay,
yeah,
that makes sense.
because again, like each team is only playing 6 games because of the delayed start, because they were supposed to start on February 3rd, but they didn't end up starting until really this week. So, and they still have to basically finish up before the end of or at least George School does before the end of this break, which is before break, which is March 5th. So kind of just getting all the games in now, I think, is the most important part. And then playoffs is still kind of up in the air.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, for the people watching, definitely like share with your friends, share with people who's interested in the girls basketball team. I'm sure if you guys have friends on the basketball team, they would love to see you guys check out their game. I mean, for what it's worth. I mean, yeah. So So I mean, we're gonna definitely give you this live coverage of this game against Friends Select. I hope all of you check out. At least I really hope all of you are looking at the game and just see this as a great way to show some school spirit. That's Alexis up at the line.
Yep. And it's
Training.
currently, I don't know if you guys see the scoreboard on there. It's currently 20-2 with 146 left in the first quarter.
Wow.
George school advantage. I did not realize they were scoring that much, but it looked like they were getting to the line a lot so far. So very good to see for that.
20-2. That's like usually it's the other way around, I have to say, in most of George School's history. Mari can attest to that.
Yeah, man. I mean, last 2 years have been pretty good for both teams.
So yeah, I mean, I think they just scored another about 20-4. So dominant nonetheless. I think they're just getting into first quarter is almost done.
Yeah.
So Amari, who do you think within against the girls team, who do you think is going to be someone who probably will be the quote unquote most improved? I'm sure you've talked to some of the people on the team.
Most improved. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I had to ask Clea and Alexis that probably sometime next week. But I think Peyton's probably someone who we've seen a lot of improvement from. Last year was her first year, and she had a pretty big role. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell who else is out there. Probably need to get a copy of the roster, but
yeah, I think I see Mishi there. I'm trying to see who else is there. Let me check the roster for GS girls. Okay, so right now here's the roster: Alita Aminji, Elizabeth Bugayev. Oh, Elizabeth. Okay, Peyton Copeland, Lauren Hanna, Michelle Kalunda, Sophia Martinez, Kalia Myrix, Peyton Penn, Alexis Samide Martinez, Irie, Aqua, and Avery Wonk. So that's the group so far. I think on the floor.
By the way, they got numbers on that roster or no?
Yeah. Alita's 33. Elizabeth is 10.
So you don't have to read all of them. I just want to know so we can pull it up. So when we call the game, we can actually see who's scoring here.
Okay, yeah. We're new. Sorry to all the people who are on the stream. We're very new to this. So
yes, it's only our second time doing it. So.
Yeah.
That's not needed. Yeah.
If you guys are watching the game, definitely if you guys want, we're totally cool with having you on if you're interested. Just enter in the chat if you want to do that. Yeah.
Oh, good block there. looked like it went out of bounds.
Oh,
Though.
block party. Okay.
Yeah. Looked like that was Irie there, I think. It looked like number 4. Yeah, that's definitely Irie who blocks it again. Good defense so far early by George School as they come up with a loose ball as well. Looked like a turnover inside, might have been a travel. I couldn't really tell. Another thing that especially the girls team, from what I remember last year, and I'm sure it looks like so far from this game the same this year, they always have really good ball movement. And when they need to play through like their stars, like Peyton, Alexis, and Kalia, they will do so. But they also love to pass the ball around and find the open shot.
Okay, right now I think Peyton's dribbling the ball up.
Are you a little bit behind him? Hold up.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think you're a little bit behind there.
Friend says it's like a foul or something.
Yeah. Say French just drew a foul.
Okay, yeah, I think I might be a little behind. Did they just score for you guys?
Yeah, the French select just scored.
Okay.
Yep, as now Peyton C will bring the ball up.
It's 20-8. Okay, I guess 6-0 scoring streak so far. Okay, we just got one.
That just ended. By I believe that was just ended by Irie as well inside.
Nice. We love to see that.
So Irie will get the rebound and take it back up. Kick out for a 3 by Peyton is off, and the rebound
Isn't that's smart.
again, I believe. Yeah.
I think like looking at this sheet, we have what 6 foot, 6 foot, 5'10", 5'10". I mean, definitely as far as height goes, we're very good in that department, and I think that's definitely useful, specifically with like those rebounds. Those are just easy points right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like from what I just saw right then and there, off the getting the score off the rebound.
Yeah, they're definitely. I'm sure the rebound differential in this game so far will probably be relatively big, even though it looks like on the offensive glass, French Select has kind of held their own a little bit with this bench unit. As there'll be another miss, and it will go back to French Select. Steal, yep. Irie running the fast break and laying it in with the left hand for another deuce. 4:42 left or 4:40 and counting, I should say, in this game. It looks like.
Wait, in this game, wouldn't it be?
I meant in the quarter.
Yeah.
My fault.
That's cool.
And did not see. I can't really tell what the score is because of the gravelly, but GS is in the 20s, and I believe they have the French Select is 12 as that's a missed 3 by I could not tell, but Irie gets the rebound. GS again controlling the offensive glass.
Okay, rebound again. Okay.
Cross court pass, air ball, but a good rebound once again. Another air ball, but another rebound. Peyton dribbles. Peyton misses a shot that just barely kind of dribbled around the rim and went off there as French finally gets a rebound and will take it back up to their side of the court.
I mean, definitely like possession wise, I think GS is doing a better job.
Yeah, most definitely so far. As Ivy gets another steal, and now it's in the George School half court. And will they get the rebound again? No, they will not. Looks like that was Liz who missed the three there. George School once again stifling defense in the paint. They will get it out there and take it back to their side of the court once again.
Is it foul?
Looks like it. Cannot tell in which direction, but it looks like the starters are coming back in for GS.
Yeah, I think the starters, it's Lauren.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I think there's probably a timeout, if I had to guess. Here.
Okay. I think someone's doing this on like an iPhone or something.
It definitely looks like iPhone quality.
Okay.
Definitely does not look like a regular, decent camera quality.
Okay. It's important for all of you people who are trying to do streaming. Make sure you invest in a camera.
Yep. Agreed.
Yeah. And I'm saying this as someone who's using the built-in webcam on my laptop. So.
And yes, and also from somebody who's using their phone to broadcast this.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Just does keep position back. It might not have been a timeout, if I'm being honest. It looks like I don't entirely know what the score is, but there's 2:43 and counting left. I know French Lake is 12. George School, I think it says 25, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, man, quality, ain't it?
Yeah. Bad day for quality so far. But George School will make another bucket and advance to I still cannot tell. We will be able to tell what happens if they scored and they did not. Guarantee you that. Looks like GS might have come up with a turnover there because it looks like an inbound here. Which misses the shot there with 1:15 count. Oh, no, good steal by, is that Alexis up there?
Yeah, I think so.
Who tried to force the steal but missed the layup.
Yep.
So French Lake will take it out here. Oh. Looks like French Lake got to the line here. Make the first out of the 1-on-1. Again, the French Lake makes both free throws, probably advancing them up to 14.
Did you guys watch the Australian Open last night?
Yeah, I saw the highlights.
I did not watch the final round, no.
That's fair. It's at 3:30 in the morning, Eastern time. So
yeah. In the meantime, good three by George School there. Continue.
Yeah. Osaka got her second Australian, 4th overall.
Nice.
You'll have to see it.
Yeah. I was gonna say I think I saw like her post on, because I follow her on Instagram. I think I saw her post about winning this morning, but I did not watch the highlights from I have not watched the highlights from last night. I really tuned in for the Serena one.
Yeah. I think that was, I mean, thankfully for most of America, that's at 10, so it wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
No,
Plus,
Serena's got to retire.
No, Serena ain't gonna retire.
She
She's
doesn't
not.
have it. Doesn't have it anymore.
She's not going to retire.
She's gonna retire when she breaks Margaret Court's record, which was
She
like
does
set.
not have it anymore.
That's
Sorry,
cat,
man.
though.
She's like
Sorry,
2
man.
away. She's like 2
Doesn't
away.
have it. Doesn't have it anymore.
The one thing is, Osaka has never done particularly that great on grass or clay at this moment. So like, Wimbledon and French Open are definitely possibilities for Serena.
Man, Serena doesn't have it anymore. I'm sorry. Her and Venus need to retire.
Venus already retired, I think.
Oh, finally! Like, my God! Like, I don't know what Venus was doing. Just getting eliminated in the beginning rounds. She was washed.
No, I don't think she is. I don't know. I thought she was.
Oh, no, she needs to retire first. She's got to retire. Just look herself in the mirror and say, I don't have it anymore.
Yeah, she lost. She had a second round exit in Australia this year.
Yeah, it's just been the trend for her the past few years.
I mean, let's see.
Am I the only one that's live stream just ended?
Yeah, it did. Maybe. Yeah, it ended for me too.
I don't think it's halftime.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I just rewatched the ending. Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, I think this is a good time to just talk about other sports in addition to girls basketball. So obviously the ones trade. Should we talk about it? Speak on it?
I mean, sure. Yeah.
I mean, I saw Max's tweet about it, but can you just like rehash about how you're feeling about this?
Yeah. So since I know, Anika, if you're a Giants fan, or you're not a Giants fan.
An Eagles fan.
No, sorry, I accidentally mixed you up with Sklar. I am not feeling well. I think in general we had to get his contract off the books, and I think it was more of a when and not if. At this point, I would have loved to kind of see him stay and try one more year with this new coach, but I think at the end of the day, it will come down to what we are really banking on Frank Reich doing well right now, because then that deal will be worth it. Because the third round pick this year is obviously underwhelming, but the next year we get a conditional second that could turn into a first if Wentz plays 75% of the snaps or plays at least 70% of the snaps and they make the playoffs, which I think is more of a likelihood than anything, because I have a lot of faith. I thought no matter who they got at quarterback, I think the Colts are probably now the favorite in that division. So over the Titans, because I don't know if the Titans just did not look good in the playoffs and the Colts looked much better and they just needed really a quarterback. So I think that in general, I would say overall, I'm relatively happy about the trade. Now, granted, the dead cap is alarming, but I think we had to do what we had to do, and that was probably the best we could do. So that's how I would say it.
Mari, how are you feeling about this? Opinionated as ever?
I mean, the Eagles are going to suck next year anyway, so. The Colts, they're not going to win anything next year, so, just is what it is. I mean, I think it was a smart decision to get rid of him. Guy's trash. I doubt he'll rediscover his MVP form in Indianapolis in the first season. I mean, but they got a good team. He'll probably be much more protected. They got a pretty good O-line. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Apparently, though, Derrick Henry's going to be on the cover of Madden 22.
Oh, so, Madden curse on this?
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't tear his ACL or something. But I mean, apparently, yeah, I saw the thing. It's I don't know. The Madden covers have just been getting worse and worse over the years. There's just no creativity anymore.
The only one that was like decent was Mahomes.
Madden 20. Let's see. Yeah, that one was. I don't know. It's just the EA is kind of just going with all three of their like major sports titles.
How are you feeling about the NCAA one? Because that's in the process.
I mean, it probably won't be here for like another 2 years, maybe, probably
Yeah.
3 at the most. But I mean, um, EA should. All they have to do to make a good game is just copy and paste everything they did from NCAA 14 and just put in the playoffs instead of the BCS, and the game will be perfect. But knowing them, they're gonna have Ultimate Team, and that'll probably ruin the game.
No.
And
Yeah.
so, but I'm just glad like college football. If they have all the licensings for like at least all the Power Five schools, then it should be a pretty fun game. But
Yeah, they're gonna get stupid money, and also like all those public schools, a lot of those education budgets got slashed because of COVID from states. So like they'll definitely look to making a deal for licensing.
Yeah, I think
yeah,
I don't have as much of an opinion. I mean, I'm happy that there's going to be NCAA games now. But Amari likes to throw this phrase around in our dorm when we're talking about video games. The NCAA games were a little before my time.
yeah, it's before your time.
Yeah, I have never played an NCAA game before. But I have only heard good things about it, and I'm very excited for when it comes out to play, because I know that I'll probably enjoy it, and maybe probably enjoy it a little bit more than Madden, considering that my number one game right now is Madden. So yeah.
Yeah, man. Those games. The first one I had was NCAA 11, for PS2 with Tebow on the cover, and you were able to like create schools, and you know, they mascot mashup or matchup, whatever. But then I had 12 with Mark Ingram on the cover. Then I had 13 with RG3, and then I got 14, and I still have 14. It's really hard to get 14. It's like $200 on eBay, but
Sure.
I still have 14, and
Who's on the cover of 14? I know it's a Michigan guy.
yeah, he was like
Julius Peppers?
no,
No, this is like
yeah.
I mean, this is much for Peppers.
I'm not
Name
really thinking about
is
notable Michigan players as of late, and that's kind of the one that came up to mind.
his name Denard Robinson.
Oh yeah. He was a beast. I remember looking up stuff about him. He was a beast in college, but he never really put it together in the NFL. I think he was on the Jaguars for a while, but he never really put it together in the NFL. Yeah, he's in the caliber of like Trent Richardson and like just guys that were very good, that were incredibly good running backs in college, but could never put it together
Gross.
in the league. So yeah. Any other important sports topics y'all want to talk about?
I'd say actually, I was talking to, I think, shout out Daniel Hoffman. He was telling me that like he thinks that MLB is gonna get people back into the stadium next year. Do you think that's or this year, like back in like in April? Do you think that's a possibility?
If I can go first here, I think it's a possibility because number one, I know how many risky decisions Rob Manfred, the current commissioner in the MLB, makes. If you remember at the beginning of last year, or when COVID was happening, we had no idea. We basically had no sports. We had no idea if anybody was going to get a season, and we didn't even know if we were going to get a baseball season because there were so many different discussions. But Rob Manfred basically was like, "Hey, we're going to do a season. We're going to go around like the COVID thing," which was very risky at the time. And it ended up, there were a lot of COVID cases, but they ended up still having a season. So I don't know if you could call that a success or not, but I think knowing Manfred's decision making and how much he likes to take risks, I think it's more of a possibility than it isn't for baseball to have fans, especially if other leagues, like if the NFL could have as many fans as really they did. I mean, obviously they won't have full capacity like anytime soon, but I think there will definitely be capacity at baseball games, especially like outdoor venues, which is the majority of them. I don't know if there's the only indoor venue I can think of off the top of my head is, or there's two, the Astro Stadium and the Rays Stadium, and I know others have like retractable roofs or not, and Marlins, but I could definitely see a lot of teams having fans, especially by the end of the season.
Yeah. Something I was thinking about was, I mean, the like in Australia for the Australian Open, they just got fans back, and that was for the Serena Osaka game. So like, it's kind of interesting, like, because they're like the successes, like Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, of like how to actually do COVID like protocol. Like obviously, as far as like airports go and of like places of transportation, it's a little bit more limited, but they're definitely shining examples for the world. How do you think like how would you evaluate how they've kind of been doing with like the Australian Open, and how like that could possibly be an example for every other tournament or sports event?
I think I don't know. I think it just sets again. I'm not as much into tennis, and I haven't really been following.
No, but
that.
like, but
Or
also
do
like
you think
it's a
just in
world, it's a
general?
world event, so like
Yeah,
definitely makes a difference for everything else.
yeah. I think it's impressive that I think it's impressive that they got people in there, but like I don't know. I think in a way it should set a precedent because I think they did it well, but I I don't really know. I think because like I think in especially like in America, there's so like there's a lot of risks with a lot of what our decision making. Um, but I think in countries like Australia, where you have these world events, but you also are able to have fans, I think it shows that like it's supposed to be setting an example for what all the rest of the world should do if they want to have sporting events, but it's not really going to happen knowing other countries,
Yeah,
or it's not going to
I
happen like
know.
that. Yeah.
I mean, it's just like it's a little frustrating because it feels like a lot of the other countries are being a little bit more responsible with this. Like Premier League isn't there, and like they're not. Premier League's being smart about it. I mean, granted they had a different strain, so they needed to, and then also like if you look at yeah, like really like soccer, I feel like they've been doing nothing but a good job. Oh, the game started. It's right now. It's
Yeah, I was gonna say.
45-16.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was
We
just
are
about to add
clobbering
that.
them.
I was I was just about to add that once you finished up, but yeah, it's definitely an interesting conversation to be had. As
Yeah.
we will transition back to the game here.
Yeah, it was
GSS
weird
and
how they did it though, because it's like
yeah,
they did two different lives. One for
really three because I just saw earlier they had like a live stream before and then we didn't realize it and then they switched it up. But yeah, very odd. But hey, we got basketball back, so we got this
yeah,
game back, and
yeah,
it's
definitely.
it's looking relatively easy right now for George School as they have a 30 plus point lead and another steal. Just to add it on with Kalea with a left-handed layup.
Yeah, good basket.
It looks like it's what 49-16. Am I saying that correctly? Are you guys saying
Yeah,
that?
44-16.
Oh, good block.
No, I thought it was 49 because I thought I saw 47 earlier, but I didn't
Yeah,
because
I think it might
because you
be
said 40.
49.
It was 45-6 because it was 45-16 when you had called it when we were back.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's probably 49 then. But then, geez,
Ooh, good three by Alexis in the left corner.
dish it out.
And
Dang.
just to add on to that lead, now 52-16, or was that a 2 or 1? Because it looks like it says 51 up on the scoreboard. Don't know, but George Cole just got another turnover.
Yeah, the defense is playing really well today.
Yeah, you guys know who that? Somebody just scored a layup. I can't tell what number it is. Looks like it was Sophia, number 3. So they're going to say 53 or 54. I believe it's 50. She might have been on the line. 53 to. It actually looks like Kendall's 16 or 18.
Yeah.
But hey, George Gould is definitely putting a beat down right now on Friend Select.
Is really putting the hurt on him. I think
Yeah.
it's safe to say that this was a smashing success.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite the blowout.
Hmm.
Amari, so like moving on to other sports topics, how's how are you feeling about the Steelers prospects going into the draft and going into free agency?
I mean, I think the draft right now is going to be one of, I know this sounds weird, but a pretty less important event for the organization. We got like 20 something free agents and notable guys: Cam Sutton, Mike Hilton, Bud Dupree, um,
Y'all
Villanueva.
franchised Dupree, right?
Last season we did,
Yeah,
yeah.
last year. That's what I meant.
And the main thing is what's going to happen with Ben. Personally, I want him to come back for at least one last season. I think, you know, a lot of people who aren't Steelers fans kind of just look at, um, what they'll hear on the news: 11-0 to losing 3 straight to teams that you should have beaten, and then, you know, bounced out in the first round in the playoffs in like horrible fashion. But I think, if you just go beyond those talking points and you actually watch the game last season when Ben was injured, I mean, we saw what happened. The defense was, Minka Fitzpatrick was our best offensive player, and he's a free safety. And there was no run game last season, just like there wasn't this season. I saw it. I said to myself, I saw it. I was like, these guys just don't block anymore for the running back. They don't block for Connor, right? And Mason Rudolph, I mean, when he was drafted, I was kind of like, okay, maybe he can be the guy for the future, I guess, maybe. I thought it was nice how we drafted James Washington too, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be a free agent next season. And so is Rudolph. But I mean, last season when Ben was out, the team was just in huge disarray. I mean, I gave up after he got injured versus Seattle. I said, the season's over. We're not going anywhere. And somehow we got to 8-8, which, I think Mike Tomlin just doesn't get enough praise for the coach he is. I know people want to talk about, he kind of inherited this great defense when he first got the job, but still, to win a Super Bowl is still
an
hard.
Incredible coach.
Yeah, and to never have a losing season with Ben being out for so many times in his career, and even being out for pretty much all of last season. I mean, just Coach Tomlin just, deserves lots of praise. But I mean, coming into this season, my expectations were kind of like, playoff, win a playoff game, see what happens. I wasn't expecting us to beat the Chiefs pretty much throughout any way of the season. I didn't want to face the Chiefs at all. And I don't know. I mean, 11-0. This is why I kind of I'm done getting my hopes up with the teams I support, because the media will kind of say, oh, 1 week that this team could go to the Super Bowl and beat the Chiefs, and the next week just completely destroy the team. So I'm kind of just done, having expectations for my teams anymore. But we're going 11-0, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe we lose one game because you don't want to go 16-0, first seed in the playoffs, and lose in your first match. But I mean, that's just pretty much what happened. I mean, and if you watch the game, people would always say, oh, you guys can't beat the Cowboys. You're barely beating the Eagles. You're barely beating this team or that team. And I mean, you watch the Chiefs play, and they're barely beating these teams that aren't that great either. And no one's really saying anything about the Chiefs, right? Because they have Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill, and their offense is so explosive or whatever, right? And they're the Super Bowl champs, right? But I mean, I'm going to defend my team. I'm going to say, well, if we lost this game, you'd be saying, oh, how do you lose to the Cowboys? How do you lose to the Eagles, right? So then when we did start to lose games, I was kind of pissed because we should have beat we should have beat Cincinnati. That was just embarrassing. right?
Oh yeah,
The bet.
forgot
Yeah,
about
that was embarrassing. We should have beat Washington. And who was the other team we lost to? We lost to
Bills.
we lost to the Bills. That was the one game where I'm looking at the schedule. I'm like, okay, we might lose to them, right? That's a game where I'm thinking I wouldn't be so entirely mad if we lost to the Bills because the Bills were a very good team. And they beat us last year. But that game last year, I think, was a lot closer than it was this year. But obviously, Josh Allen was an MVP candidate. So we get to the playoffs. I'm thinking we should beat the Browns. We already destroyed them early this season, and then they could barely beat our backups. So obviously, when we have the starters, we should just go to work and advance to the next round. But clearly, from the first play of the game, I knew what was going to happen for the rest of the game. I knew it was going to be. I knew we were going to lose, and it's just like when you watch that game, people are going to say, "Oh, you guys got destroyed by the Browns or whatever," and I'm like, "Yeah, respect to the Browns. Like never in my life would I ever imagine the Browns would ever have been that good, ever. I always thought the Browns would just be the worst team in the NFL, but they've been steadily improving for like the past 2-3 seasons. So props to them. But I mean, you watch that game and you have a 39, 38-year-old quarterback throwing the ball 50 times. I mean, let's just put the stats behind. Let's just put the interceptions behind, right? A 39-year-old quarterback should not be throwing the ball 50 times in a game, right?
Yeah.
But what does that say about your team? Well, one, you have no run game, obviously. And I'm glad, I love James Conner, his first, season where he, was the number one back, but it just kind of just hasn't been consistent since. So hopefully he'll be able to produce for another team. I got nothing bad to say about him. It's not entirely his fault, But the line play, I said it last season, the line play wasn't good. The line play this season on the run wasn't good. The pass protection is amazing, but the line play was just terrible. And then the defense, man, the defense in that game was horrendous. Like, we're supposed to be the best defensive team in the league, right? We didn't get one sack. I'm pretty sure we didn't get any turnovers. So, and look, they scored like 40 points on us. And this is the second time in a row where we've had, a pretty good defense in the playoffs, and we just give up 40 points. A couple years ago, we gave up 40 to the Jaguars. So, and in these games, Ben is prone to make a mistake, right? Like I remember the week, like 3 seasons ago, we played Jacksonville. He threw 5 picks in a game, So, and in the playoffs, he threw like 2 or 3 picks in that game against Jacksonville again. And then we play the Browns, and he throws like 4 picks. But I think a lot of fans there's a divide in the organization. I think a lot of fans want him gone because they think it's just his time is up, that he doesn't have it anymore. But like fans like me, like I think you can't. If we get rid of Ben, then who's going to replace him, right? Because the team is too good.
Got to draft somebody.
The team is too good to just blow it up and rebuild, right? I know we have a lot of free agents, but the team is just way too good to just blow this all up right now, right? And I'm looking at the draft. Well, we're not going to get Trevor Lawrence, right? If we had the number 1 pick, then I would say, okay, yeah, maybe Ben should retire, right? We're not going to get Justin Fields, okay? We're not going to get Trey Lance, who I really like a lot, right? We're not going to get Zach Wilson, Then that leaves us with Mac Jones, who's not mobile, right? Kyle Trask, who's not the most mobile quarterback either. So, I mean, what do you want us to do? Free agents, or do you want us to give the ball to Dwayne Haskins, who we just signed? No, right? Do you want to give it to Mason Rudolph again and have that season relived over? I don't think so, right? So, and I think quarterback is not the issue here, because if you watch Ben, like, first of all, this is his first season coming back from like a terrible injury, right? It was the injury they said in the beginning of the season, he could either quit playing football or take this really risky surgery that, doesn't have a high success rate. And that's exactly what he did. And he came back and threw for 30 plus touchdowns and 3,000 plus yards, And even in that game, in the playoffs, the man threw for almost 500 yards, right? Like, there's a lot of guys who, I mean, he pretty much just left it all on the field. And I know he didn't play particularly well at all moments, but I mean, he didn't give up. None of the players really gave up. And then people want to criticize guys like Juju. Yeah, I know he's dancing on the logos or whatever, but if you actually look at what he does for the team, yeah, he's not some guy who's playing outside for us, who's gonna run 50 yards downfield and catch a ball in the end zone. That's like not what he's doing for us, right? That's what Deontay does. That's what Chase does, and that's what Washington does, right? But Juju's a slant receiver, right? And he caught like what 9 touchdowns. He had 97 receptions, 800 plus yards, and he only dropped 3% of his passes. People want to criticize the team for dropping passes, but the man only dropped 3% of passes compared to Deontay Johnson, who dropped 13% of his passes, and like Ebron, who dropped 10, right? So Juju's not the problem. I hope we resign him. The real problem is the running game. So, if we sign Ben, which the way it's looking now, I don't know if that's going to happen because the GM he's kind of been really wishy-washy on if he wants Ben to stay or not. And a lot of ex-players are saying that the GM doesn't want Ben anymore. But if I'm Kevin Colbert, I'm just gonna ask myself this question: who's gonna replace him, right? Because if you blow it up now, then we're not gonna win the division for at least 5 years. Because you've got the Browns, you've got three Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks in your own division, right? When Baker was drafted, I kind of start to have some fear because I was like, this guy was pretty good in college, won the Heisman, now he's coming to the Browns. When Lamar was drafted, I was getting really nervous, right? Because now we have two Heisman winning quarterbacks in the division. And now you bring in Joe Burrow last year, who, had a pretty good season, until he got injured. That's three Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks in one division. When has that ever happened? Right? And we've got Ben, who's kind of the old man. People say he doesn't have it anymore. So I don't know. I think the first need that we need to establish is a running back. So Najee Harris, Travis Etienne, I know Chuba Hubbard, and there's the guy from Ohio State. But really, if Najee Harris is available, I think we got to go take him. So
I was gonna ask if you would rather see them. Clearly, I know the answer to this now is you'd rather see them pick running back. I was gonna say, would you rather see them pick running back or a guy like? I just have to know a lot about the draft. So Elijah Vera Tucker out of USC, who would basically be your replacement for Marquise Pouncey, who's now retiring. So, but I'm sure now it's much more of a running back situation now for you, right?
Yeah, I mean, like in the past, we've had when Pouncey's been injured, like the center play, it wasn't too bad, and I think we've got like some young linemen who will be able to rotate throughout the O-line. So the running back, man, we haven't had a running back that we could rely on day in and day out since Le'Veon Bell left. I know Connor had the one season, but since then, Bell's kind of been our last guy who you could really count on. So I think we got to get a guy who can just relieve the pressure. The amount of times I've seen Ben throw 40, 50, and even like high 30s amount of passes this season was crazy. So, but we got Benny Snell, and I've seen like glimpses of what he can do. But yeah, if Najee Harris is there and we pass on him, then I don't know.
I just want to interrupt to give like a quick update on the game, which is still a blowout. Looks like 58-24. Yeah, I was going to say that 58-24 GS with 3:32 and counting remaining. It looks like they're running much more of a running clock at front left right now. And I'm assuming this game will probably finish up before the boys, which tips off in 6 to 7 minutes right now. There hasn't been much stopping this game. It's just been a lot of chucking up shots for the bench units.
I think folks.
Although GS just
GS
did just bring back most of their starters, seeing now Peyton, Alexis, and Kalia all back in, and I believe also Sophia is in there as well. So that's been going on while Amari was venting about his Steelers. So as George Cool comes up with another steal. This game, I mean, Aniket and I were talking about this earlier. This game definitely seemed like a George Cool, a game that George Cool would win easily, as Kalia does a couple post moves and gets to the net. As my video is a little glitchy right now, um, but yeah, we were kind of talking. It's like at some point, just the height and our defense would be enough to propel us as on cue. Another steal by Kalia, who will probably start to dribble it out now. Again, this game, I mean, after we kind of saw 20-2, and this clearly was not like Grizzlies Lakers, and basically George School just kind of maintained this lead throughout the entire time. Very good, definitely an incredibly good win for George School, as they will more than likely advance to 2-0 on the season after 60-49 over Shipley on Wednesday. So now we're kind of just in anticipation for the boys game in about 4 minutes. So,
Amari, before we go to the boys game, can you talk to us about the meeting you guys had with Sam Hauser last night?
I mean, I wasn't at the meeting. I don't know. I mean, to be honest, there's really not much to talk about. Tomorrow there's going to be like a kind of town hall. I doubt that's going to really change anything. But yeah, sort of similar to like the parents meeting. You know, probably still confusion, I guess, and maybe just a lot of varying opinions between a lot of the boarders.
Of course.
And Deans and Sam.
Yeah, I think we're gonna transition to the boys in 2 minutes.
I was gonna say that we're about to hit 40 seconds left on this game. Here, it looks like it's 64-26, George School. So
we'll just see domination.
Yep, that's a good way of putting it there.
Let's see, we got Lauren with the ball. I think they're just running it out now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what happened in the meeting was kind of wild, but I think it was expected. I think for a lot of people, they aren't really feeling safe with like why we're moving to like this model of like including both boarders and day students, because that was like a big centerpiece of like of this whole hybrid model, that was going to be the part that kind of stays the same and make sure that there's like a degree of safety. That way, like when it comes to contact tracing, that it's going to be much more easier to do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
Okay, so they just wrapped up. So everybody get ready for the boys game. That's going to be what's going to be going on now. I'm going to put in the I'm going to put the add the can one of you guys, hey Max, can you add the invite link to the group?
For this?
Yeah. Yeah, because you're on your phone and that's just more seamless.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But yeah, how are you feeling about this game? I know Max was saying that they have some shooters on their team. So you know what? I think I'm feeling confident, especially after watching Kachi and them play. But yeah, it's gonna be a good game. Let me get a little bit of info on GFS.
Yeah, let me do that as well.
Because I don't remember the last time we played them, like at least in like for home.
Yeah, here, let me pull everything back up real quick. Yeah, let me do a little bit of research on them as well, because I know I was talking to Kendall, their backup center and sophomore backup center, who's in our dorm last night, and he was talking about how they have a bunch of really good guys.
But yeah, ESPN 100 this year is kind of interesting. I know there's a Frank guy from Westtown. I don't know where
Yeah,
he.
he's one of their better guys.
Yeah, yeah, he's signed to Oregon. That's a pretty good team.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I just remember the last time we played him, we limited him to 6 points. So I mean, the GS Westtown game, this was last year, and yeah, and even though we lost, I think by 11, it was pretty strong nonetheless.
Where's the link for this game?
It's
Just look up. Oh,
and it just started. All right, if you guys
Is
are
it
all
from
tuning
Glenn?
in,
Oh yeah. Okay. Hit me out.
all right.
All right. Yeah. I guess it's.
Thankfully, it's a little better.
if I was gonna say, if you guys are watching the live stream, I don't know if are you screen sharing here or no? Probably not. If you
Here.
guys are watching the live stream, GS is in white, GFS is in black. Yeah.
I mean, I'm feeling excited about this game. Max was saying that it's going to be a close one. I mean, definitely looking at the blowout we just watched.
I think it will. I think it will be relatively close.
I'm
But
holding you onto that. So nonetheless,
looked like a missed 3 by Onias, I believe. Yeah. Looks like they switched it up this time. They got Evan instead of Justin in your at the beginning as Germantown will score.
okay.
GS kind of swinging around the 3-point arc right now. As quick kick out to Zach for 3. And he misses. He had a lot of struggles. If you guys remember, he had a lot of struggles last game shooting from beyond the arc.
Yeah. But yeah, Amari, how are you feeling about this game? I mean, I think it's going to be closer, but I think it's going to be. How are you feeling? He's going to be solid.
Oh, it's muted. Yeah, we usually beat Germantown, so I think we should win. I think it's interesting. Zach's in the starting lineup. I think that's just coach saying he's still got confidence in him. I know Max said that he struggled the first game, but I think it's just a confidence thing because he's a good shooter, but I mean, in game it's just not always there.
Yeah, and they started him out last, or I should say last game. Yeah, they started him last game as well to probably also kind of as their 2. So
they just nailed the 3 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little behind you guys right now, so I'll get on that real quickly.
Zach's got the ball. He'll find looks like a nice on a post, but good defense by Germantown. Germantown on a fast break. Oh, good block by, I think that was Evan.
Yeah. Yep, that's Evan.
Oh, 3. Germantown off to a good start.
Yeah,
his coach is going to call a timeout. Yeah.
Yeah, timeout.
Yeah, that's expected.
I believe it's an 8-0 start right now for the I don't know. Do you guys know what Germantown Friends' mascot is?
I have no idea.
Tigers.
Tiger, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I think you just got to tighten up on defense, man. And I think we've only had the one good look from Onias. I mean, no, from Zach, the 3, but I think that's probably what coach is going to be saying.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm sure.
Yeah, I trust. I mean, Coach Ben. Like when I was a manager, he was very focused on like fundamentals. Always wanted to, like, he was someone like when I like saw him, would always want to focus on like making sure you execute every play as best as you can, and really like focus on that more than simply just dishing it out to the person who might have the best look, but just dishing it out to like to where you think you can easily facilitate it to get a high percentage shot. And I always thought that was just a smart strategy.
Yeah, I think that again, George. I think both of our teams are definitely very good at making sure you're highlighting your fundamentals and making sure all the little things are done in order to create the big swings that you kind of see George School go on a lot. You saw it last game
Good
where
look from
we kind of
Dwayne.
came back. Yeah, came back after the first half. Yep, let me get back here.
Okay. Zach on defense. That was
Looked like a probably call a blocking foul there. Looked like relatively decent defense, but that gets called a lot sometimes as Germantown Friends will get an inbound from the left hash and kick it out to the right corner, or not left hash, under the rim.
Yeah, I mean, as far as attendance goes, this isn't that great compared to last week. Remember, we were going so wild in the live chat that they had to block the chat.
Yeah, as I believe Kachi just kind of turned the ball over after a rebound.
Yeah, playing sloppy.
Yeah, I believe if I'm not mistaken, is that Bryce in right now? 22. Yeah, it's Bryce. Who do you come in for? Dwayne or Onias? Onias, yeah. Good closeout defense so far by George School during this possession. Giving up a deep 3 that will go over the backboard. So still 8-0 here, 3:28 and counting left in the first quarter. As I don't know, did Onias just come back in?
No, I think Justin's in.
Justin, yeah. Bryce got it on the left hash, kicks it back out to Dwayne, and Bryce will get it right back. Good swinging the ball around as they get Kachi an open look inside, who will miss it, get his own rebound, and tip it in for GS's first points so far in this contest. Wondering where the defense is so far there. Looks like they're almost running a zone here to start. As George School will get the ball off of the turnover, or not the turnover, but the shot that goes out of bounds.
Yeah, what time is yours at? I'm at like 8:20.
What do you mean as far as?
No, it's yeah.
Yeah, mine's like 8:30 now.
Yeah.
Yep, same here.
Okay.
As Germantown Friends misses and tries to go out on the fast break, which we will not. Oh yeah, we will see they did score there, but did not get probably looking for the foul there off that. But it looks like it's 10-2 now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, the defense, really the offense just not getting anything going.
I was just say relatively bad offensive start for GS so far, as Dwayne will take a drive and
was that a charge on him?
I couldn't tell. It looked like the defender was definitely trying to sell a charge.
Yeah.
But Looks like GS will get the ball back here as they inbound it to Justin, who will kick it back to Kachi on the right half of the court. And it looks like Dwayne will draw another foul. As it looked like he was tripped there near the left side of the paint. Get it from the same spot and do the exact same play. Get it back out to Justin in the post. Who'll kick it back out to Kachi on the right side, who will just go to work in the post and get another 2. So Kachi definitely off to a good start so far. Basically only got it scored so far for GS. Definitely looking like a zone off rep for George School. As you kind of give up that open 3, but it looks like it's going the other way. I cannot tell if it was a foul, a travel, or what have you, but it's a turnover. Again, out there right now for George School is number 22, Bryce Flowers, number 10, Dwayne Jones, number 25, Kaji Zay. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Number 4, Justin Liberis, and number 30, who just attempted the shot, Evan Helfinger, as it's kind of hot potato around the rim, as I believe Evan had missed a shot and Justin grabbed the rebound and missed a shot as well. But it looks like he will go to the line, as it looked like he was fouled on that bucket. Or not on the bucket, but on the shot attempt. Justin had a relatively quiet game last game, hopefully looking to bounce back here in this one against GFS, as he breaks the first free throw. It's 10-4 right now with 1:17 left in the first. Germantown off to got hot early, but has cooled down a little bit since.
Yeah.
As Justin makes the second one. Looks like Germantown will try to push the issue, as number 1 for Germantown looked like he got tripped there. I actually have Germantown's roster, so let's see who that is. Number 1, Matt Johnson, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so wait, who is number 22? That's one of the twins, right?
Flowers, yeah, that's Bryce Flowers.
Yeah. He's a sophomore or a freshman?
Freshman. Both are freshmen.
Damn. I remember they were nice the other day.
Yeah, I was going to say, Bryce had that clutch and 1 to basically seal the deal against Shipley. As Dwayne now has it at the top of the court, getting a screen from Justin, kicking it around to Evan, who will kick it to Kachi in the post once again, who will do his work and get the bucket.
Good move by Kachi.
That's solid.
He has all but one of George School's points so far. The only other point coming from a Justin free throw. 7-10 with 27 and counting seconds remaining. Number 1, Matt Johnson, taking the ball up right now on Nias, I believe, who will swing the ball around and get a shot in the post. Air ball, Kachi with the rebound.
Okay. Nice defense.
And
I don't know why they rushed. They had plenty of time.
I was going to say, but they got the shot off. They got the shot off and Justin inside. I mean, it looks like that was a shot attempt to end the quarter. I believe it's 10-9. We'll probably get a shot at the scoreboard in a second.
Yeah, what's the scoring streak so far?
Yep, 10-9.
And they scored 7 straight.
Seven straight.
That's good.
Yeah. So George School heading in the right direction after the end of a relatively quick first quarter. What did you guys think? What did you guys see from George School, kind of, especially after that timeout?
Yeah, I mean, just kind of like that hustle to clean it up defensively and just to start getting good shots, good looks, on the offensive side. Kachi's a beast, man. So he's gonna do his work. But I think it's gonna be interesting to see what Coach Ben, who he goes for and who he puts in, in this probably towards the end of the game. The first game I saw a lot of. I think he went pretty deep into the bench. We saw like Kendall come off. Both the twins were on. But yeah, it's just going to be interesting to see who he goes to this time during crunch time. This game during crunch time.
I was going to say, again, as I said, last game, kind of getting everybody some experience in the game so far to kind of gauge who you have, especially because a lot of these guys, I don't know how many seniors there are this year on the team. I know Nias, I believe, is a senior, and
Dwayne.
Dwayne is senior. I'm pretty sure Zach's a junior, so I can't remember
Zach's a
really
junior,
anybody
yeah.
else. Yeah, but getting a bunch of younger guys experience as looks like there's the relatively is that the same unit or is it yeah, it's the same unit for George School. Starting out again, good defense. The zone defense really worked well, which I wanted to highlight during the break, but I forgot to as Kachi will get a rebound off of a missed three. Bryce handling the ball on the right half of the court. Getting it into Kachi, who will kick it out to Bryce,
Yeah.
who will shoot a three,
Bang.
and down it goes for Bryce. George School again, I believe, what now, 11-1 since trailing 10-2.
Y'all can hear me?
Yep. Okay,
Yeah,
we
we
got
can
Matt.
hear you.
Sweeney
We got
you, Matt.
early. What's up, Matt? How are you feeling about this game so far?
Feeling amazing. I don't know the score of it. What's the score right now?
Currently, I believe is that 13 or 14-10? Because 14-10 is after a Kachi dunk, and George School's still on that run from being down 10-2.
Mhm.
I think
And it
GFS
looks-
just called a timeout.
Yeah, we just got a timeout there too. So, Matt, if you were gonna say anything else off that, feel free.
I think George Poole is definitely winning this game. We have we have amazing talents this year. I think this is actually the best team. I looked at the teams from like the past 4 years, probably our best team in the past 4 years. So yeah.
Yeah, I think in general, off this timeout, I think as much, I want GS to win, but if I was Germantown's coach, I would not be happy right now with the way that you guys are playing after your defense has really struggled. So since it looks like we got Kendall in there for Kachi, and I believe that's probably Onias coming in. So both the twins, Bryce and Tyler number 1, Kendall number 44, but still running that zone that has worked so well for them. They got the ball inside. They will attack the rim, but not. Yep, still very good
amazing
defense
interior,
by Justin and Kendall there, as they will give up an open three. And since the beginning of the after that kind of 10-2 one, they haven't been able to really hit a three, or really I think they hit 2 threes to go up 8-2, and then they haven't hit any since, as Bryce once again.
Yeah, good three.
Downtown.
Twin-to-twin connection right there.
Is Bryce the top scorer right now? I think so.
No, I think Kachi still is. Kachi, I think, has 8. Bryce has 6.
Yeah.
So, good stuff from the two of them.
Is it just me, or does the team we're playing against look like way smaller than us?
Part of it is also they are definitely smaller, but it's also because Kendall, Justin, Kachi are very big, but also a lot of these views, and that would be a travel probably from Tyler, and it will get called.
That was a little unfortunate.
Yeah,
the one was kind of shaking. You see GFS 1. He was a little bit of a cha-cha on that.
Yeah, I think also going back to what Matt was saying, I know the camera view from last game. The camera view from last game didn't do much for height, especially because it's kind of going up to looking up on them or looking down to them. So it doesn't do much for your height there, but that's kind of why you don't see as much of the height, as they're trying to set up, I believe, Justin in the post on a smaller defender. So they got
Kendall in the corner wide open. See if he.
Yeah, they did not. Kendall did not shoot there.
I don't know how good Kendall is on the shot, but yeah, they're trying to dish it out to him.
Yeah, as he's gonna try to go into the paint, and he will miss the shot after botting into defender. 17-10 with about 4:40 remaining in this second quarter. George School still on that run from after going down 10-2.
Yeah, man. Like I said, always beat Germantown. Got off to a rough start, but it's how we should be playing against teams like this.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom of the pile.
Do you guys know if Westtown's in our schedule this year?
No, but I can check really quickly.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, we got to do something big for that one.
They are not in our schedule this year.
What?
We got I was gonna say Perkiomen. We got Perkiomen. We're going to Perkiomen on Wednesday. Then we got Abington next Saturday, and then Perkiomen again, and then Germantown again. So that's it.
That's
As
unfortunate.
West Ham will go to the Lions. That I couldn't tell if he made one or two. Did you guys see that there? Or no.
I think he just made one. I know they have like some new staff for GS, like some of the assistant coaches. I know last year it was Coach Mike, Jack's dad.
Yep, Jack's dad.
And then I forget who else, but yeah, that was still a pretty good it was pretty good stuff. I think it's just such a trip to see like how much it's changed since my junior year. Like with how much Coach Ben's been like really changing the program.
Yeah, and I think in general they're what kind of George School's trying to do, and especially with adding having Kurt as your new AD, as Justin will go to the line once again and make the first of two. It's now 18-11. George School with 3:58 remaining in the second quarter. I think they're kind of just trying to be much more competitive in sports. You can definitely tell that with the uptick in competition that we've seen, as I believe Kendall was, or I couldn't tell who actually was vying for the rebound and hit it out. So it'll return to Germantown off of a missed free throw. But they're definitely trying to compete much more in sports for the future, especially after a couple of not so amazing years in the, especially in friendly competition.
What's your opinion of that? Like, I think it definitely makes a change in like the overall vibe of the school. Like, I just remember like last year, like it was probably more like, at least more artsy, if anything. Like, if I were to describe GS, like the people around it, and like, I think that vibe is still there, but it's definitely like changing, especially with like how much they are investing in sports. So, how do you think that's going to affect like overall campus life?
I don't know. I think that obviously sports are such a big part as well of George School, and I'm only a sophomore, so I don't have as much perspective, and we really didn't even get a spring season, which I don't know how much stuff changes during the spring. But I think what you'll see is just kind of George School trying to be more well-rounded as far as, because obviously the arts department is insane, and it's very successful. But I think as well you talk about what they can do, what if you can continue, and it looks like that was another turnover by George School and another one by Tyler. Couldn't tell if that was a travel or not.
I think that might have been a travel.
Yeah, but they kind of just want to be a little bit more rounded, and especially in sports where they think they can compete much more than what they have in the past.
Uh-huh.
So I think overall it'll change the vibe a little bit of school, but I think it's still going to remain as the school will still remain as a very strong in the areas in which it's very strong right now, while also kind of adding on success in sports.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Mario, how are you feeling about that?
Had a nice diss to Kendall. Gets fouled.
The basketball team is on the right trajectory. The girls basketball team too. I know they won a couple tournaments a couple years ago. But I guess with this boys team, we've kind of seen a lot more of a culture change. We've got a lot of new players really on this team. And even when Onias and Dwayne, or particularly Onias, when he came to the school, that's kind of when I think the entire George School boys basketball program as a whole started to change, because the year before that, there was Asher, there was Darrell, and the team was there were a lot of players in the team, because you had the JV call-ups and stuff like that. But
don't forget Masai.
Oh yeah, Masai too. But there wasn't really a lot of consistency and a lot of success. We kind of just won some games here and lost other games, but we really didn't win any trophies. But kind of, when Onias came and Dwayne came, that whole season, yeah, we lost some games, but you could really kind of see the improvement that the team had. And the following season, Jack, he kind of really stepped up and filled the role and filled his role. So I think, was Charlie on the team last year?
No, Charlie
yeah,
was
yeah,
on
Not
the
last
team
year.
sophomore year.
2 years ago.
When Charlie left, yeah, I guess I just stepped Jack's role up. He was one of the best players in the Friends League. And but now he's graduated, so now Onias is back healthy, but I kind of just don't see him as kind of the face of the team right now, which I did, last when he first came, and even kind of in the beginning of the season last year. I feel like now there isn't really a face, which I think is a really good thing. I feel like the team's just coming together as a whole and not necessarily relying on one person anymore or one or two people, to win games for you anymore. And I think, the coaching changes, I think that's also been pretty good, has moved the program in a positive direction. I think, with other sports like football, even though the football team last year didn't have, the most amazing record, you could still kind of see the improvement that the team did have, bringing in a lot of new coaches, kind of changing the culture, But I think for football, at least, next season is going to be very interesting because, you lost a lot of senior talent from last season and kind of, since there was no season this year, lost a lot of senior talent. So I think the football team, actually, it might take a huge step back going next year, which is going to be unfortunate. I think we got to figure out the quarterback situation. Last year was kind of just a mess. Kendall, he was a freshman at the time, and I think, kind of putting that role on him wasn't necessarily the smartest thing to do. But I don't know. Basketball, at least, I think moving in a great direction. There's a lot of young talent on the team right now.
Did you see Bryce's 3 right now?
Yeah, I was gonna say Bryce just hit a 3 as he said that, and I think also when you talk about like football, I think really in general it was kind of since they had so much. You talk about how much senior talent they had that left. I think it was also just a lot for kind of Kendall as a freshman to like handle with his first year in the system, really his only year with a bunch of these guys. So I think that at least unless they bring in somebody new or unless they already have somebody new that they brought in, I think Kendall will probably remain as that QB. But for at least the next 2 years that he'll be here unless they bring in somebody else. But I think that again, I could see them taking a step back and then being much better during at least our senior year.
Just got a quick shout out to KJ. He just joined in.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, KJ?
How are you feeling about this game right now?
I kind of just tuned in kind of recently, like 10 minutes ago. Right now, it's not much going on. I feel like they could same things, be more aggressive on offense, but I like it.
Got the offense.
Kimon.
Okay.
That's a good look.
Say Kimon, who just checked into the game.
Was it just backcourt?
Going to be backcourt. Yeah, that's going to be a backcourt.
Are these his first minutes on varsity, if I'm not mistaken?
Probably, yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
I think GS is definitely going to win his game, no doubt. Just about how they win it, to be honest.
Yeah, these guys are bad.
The GFS is currently moving the ball around.
Yep.
Got the ball to the post. GS's post defense has been very good so far, as I think Bryce just got fouled in the backcourt.
Yo, you want to see Justin pull Anthony Edwards on someone?
That would be
that
amazing.
dunk was wild.
He dunked
That
on
would be
something?
amazing.
Yeah, you didn't see Anthony. No, I was talking about Anthony Edwards.
Oh, Anthony Edwards dunk. Yeah.
That's an all-time dunk.
That was insane. Really, like, it's a poster, but like how if you look at again like how high he got is insane.
Yeah, Justin got to do that today.
Hello. All right, my connection was bad.
Yeah. I think Bryce, I don't know if he made the first one or not, but he did make the second
Yeah, he
one.
made the first one.
We made the first, so I guess that's 23-13 GS right now, with I don't know how much, but definitely under a minute to go.
I mean, just saying Bryce and like those guys. Like I thought initially that we weren't gonna have a 3-point guy this year because like Jack was like instrumental in that last year. But it's nice to see that we have that now.
Kachi coming in with
Yeah.
the layup and the and one.
And
Yeah,
one.
man,
I'm gonna
Kachi,
lie.
man,
Inspirational.
it's not fair.
Yeah, is that the 25-30? Yeah, 10.7 seconds left for anybody who's not watching. Kachi going to the line, trying to make it 26-13. GS possibly doubling GFS's score before the break. He misses the free throw, but yeah, we'll go in the other direction. So it will remain 25-13 for the time being. 10.7 seconds left for GFS to possibly score. Oh, good block.
Oh yeah, man.
Good inside defense, and he's just going to chuck it up. Hey, 25-13 at half, George School. Very impressive considering that, I guess you could say, after a rough start, they go on a 23-3 run to finish up the first half.
Yeah.
So very impressive. I think when you look at what they did to change, they found their own offensively. Bryce hit a couple of clutch threes to get them going. Kachi inside has just continued to be a beast. And really on defense, especially that 2-3 zone that they're running right now is working very well against Germantown, because they're either pressured to push up threes or take dumb shots, as we were kind of talking about. That's what had George School had to do last game, just take smart shots, and currently GFS is not doing so. So definitely a good bounce back after a bad start for GS, and now they're really in control of this game.
Yeah, George School is really killing them in the post on both sides. Kachi, Justin, Kendall and Evan are just unstoppable, and they're not getting any points right now.
All right, I'm going to hop off for a minute during this halftime, so I'll be back for the second half.
Me too.
So how are we feeling about I think basically just doing more of the same would probably be what we're going to be doing during this halftime. Do you want to talk about anything else that's going on school-wise during this halftime? I mean, shout out Bryce, like he went stupid. Like it was a really great performance on his part.
Yeah, Bryce had a really good half. I think in the third and fourth quarter, what we need to look out for is their perimeter shooting, because they're not really getting anything done inside. On offense, it looks like we're doing pretty good. We bounced back from that little deficit we had in the first quarter, so I think we're gonna be all right.
Yeah, that's good. Matt, how are you feeling about just anything? You want to talk about some stuff?
I'm feeling great.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about the stuff that we're talking about in the meeting?
Oh, about the whole boarding thing. Like I don't know. I think it's pretty dumb that like they have to go to like classes and stuff and like they don't have like privileges and stuff. I don't
Yeah.
know. I think people should just have the choice whether to go to class.
What to like the in-person stuff?
Yeah, because like some people just don't want to be unsafe. So I understand that.
Yeah. So how are you feeling about like if you were to describe like how the whole online situation is going for you, what would you put it like? I guess number like one through five.
Probably a 5. My grades are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Nice.
I mean, school's pretty easy. Obviously, like the social part of it sucks and whatever, but like I can't see my friends, but I don't know. Academically, it's easier, but like socially, obviously, it's worse.
Yeah.
Definitely
It's-
agree with my guy Matt. My grades, this is the best my grades ever been, especially junior year, which would be the hardest year by far. I could imagine in person, I probably would have been doing way worse, but now that we online, like I had the best grades last term, and then yeah, socially it's kind of trash, but if I had to act, bro, online was a blessing, not a blessing, but it low key was a blessing academically. I'm not gonna lie, at least for me, that's just for me.
yeah, no, I get that. I get that. I mean, KJ, I assume you're just fully online, right?
Yeah, I'm at home right now, but I'm gonna be back on campus in March.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning to. Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm already on, but
Yeah,
it's definitely. I mean, I know I'm getting an in-person graduation, which is really
yeah, I
nice.
heard about that. I did hear about that.
You
Yeah,
said they're having graduation?
yeah, in person. So
Okay.
I know Matt's gonna be there because of David. Um, hopefully they're pretty accommodating with like guests and stuff.
Yeah, depending on what they whatever. George, they gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
Sam will figure it out.
Wait, this is first half. The first half's over, or what is
First
this?
half's over.
Oh, so I missed the whole first quarter then. Okay.
First quarter, it was like they had like an 8-0 run. GFS had like an 8-0 run, and then we kind of bounced out from that, went like 14-0, and then 14 or 15-0 like scoring streak, and then like we've just been doing very well from there. I mean, but I know Kyle, you're usually one of the players that would probably be on the floor right now if it was like a normal situation. How are you feeling like with this whole with the whole basketball situation with you?
Like how I feel. I mean, I definitely will. I personally didn't go back just because I didn't know they were gonna have a season. But now, like watching, like I definitely wish I was there just to play with them and like just be there. Because I mean, we practice me just like obviously like being a point guard and taking after like Zim's role and supposed to be like doing more than that. So it is kind of, and then the whole team was mad at me. Of course, they text me mad at me that I'm not there. So I definitely would love to be there, just to watch, listen, and it really could. Once I fractured my foot, I kind of was just tired of everything. I don't know. I couldn't really practice with them no more, so I didn't. I don't know. Then I called Ben. My mom and Ben had a talk. He said we weren't gonna have a season, so I just assumed he was like, my mom was ready to send me back to play. He was like, nah, you guys don't have to come back. We're not gonna have a season, so it's not
Yeah.
really anybody's fault. It's kind of just my choice. I could have still went, but I definitely would just love to be there for sure at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of hard watching some stuff when not even just me being there would make like a super different, but just like somebody to talk to them. Cause I mean, Kachi and Justin don't know the offense really. And then I know everybody there is pretty much new. Like nobody on the team right now really played besides Dwayne because Onias didn't play the whole season last year.
Yeah.
So really the only people who would have had like some type of, I guess, veterans would be like me and Dwayne. But Dwayne, he don't really be it's really just me. I was like the person who like had to know the offense last year, tell everybody what to do. So it kind of would have been my role this year to be that leader on the team, which I'm kind of and like I was supposed to like be mentoring Justin and mentoring Kachi. That was supposed to be like my job. The coaches already talked to me, but it's fine. I still talk to Kachi all the time just to tell him stuff. I try to do the most I can. But I'm hoping for a better second half, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, you know what, for what it's worth, like I think you guys have done a really good job of like basically on how you're doing I'm trying to say what are the words? I guess like with like I thought there was gonna be a little bit of a deficit of like talent because there's no Jack, no Zim, no Jordan. But like it just looks like you guys have done a pretty good job, I guess, out of that.
Nah, yeah, for sure. I mean, they brought in Kachi and Justin, and then these are both, especially Kachi. Justin's gonna work, but Kachi's like just a natural talent, a natural basketball player, and it's crazy he hasn't even been playing that long. So it's only up from Kachi from here and Justin. Like the talent we definitely lost our key players, of course. Those are the most important players last year, but that happens. It's all about who grows. Onias is back, and I'm hoping to see more out of Onias. I don't want to see like the same kind of just be aggressive though, try to body people. I'm trying to see something new from Onias, to be honest. And I hope Ev got a little bit. As Kachi's got an easy bucket, like easy stuff like that. Like we're gonna be good this season. I'm not worried about them. And next year too, senior year.
I think raw talent wise, this is probably like the most raw talent we've had in a minute.
Yeah, I agree with Matt. I agree.
Dwayne shooting his three. It's probably in. Yeah.
Bang.
Did not realize I was muted, but I was trying to call the stuff back. But I'm back anyway.
But yeah, I assume you heard most of what we're talking about.
Yeah, I heard like majority of it. I went downstairs because somebody was kind of playing the piano towards the end of that half, and I just wanted to make sure that like he would be off by the time we were back. But besides that, I kind of heard the majority of what you guys were talking about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys off to a good start though so far in the second half.
Good pass by
Yeah,
Onias
it was a
right
good
there.
dish out. Yeah.
Gosh, it's just unstoppable. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, passing wise, I think this teams did, I think, about as well, probably better than last year. What do you think, KJ? I mean, obviously, you being on the team. Kyle?
I don't know if he's here or not.
We got a good rebound from Evan.
But yeah.
Is that which one is that? Is that Bryce or Tyler?
That's, I think, Bryce.
Yeah, it's
It was
Bryce.
22.
Bryce is 22. Tyler's one.
We got an open three from him. That's it.
Money.
Big
But
bucket.
he's like, I think 3 of 3, right?
I don't know if he's 3 of 3, but he definitely has hit 3.
Yeah.
It's promising that we have freshmen shooting like this. So
Yeah.
He's what, 1 of 2 freshmen on the team right now? I think.
him and his twin, right?
Yeah. Tyler and Bryce, I believe,
I
are
mean,
the
we
only
got-
2 freshmen.
Is Justin a sophomore or junior?
Junior.
Mm,
As
yeah,
Kachi comes up with another steal. And I
Oh,
have no
he-
idea what just happened. And did he miss that dunk?
I think he got fouled.
He definitely got fouled. I think he missed the dunk to go
Yeah.
along with it. But yeah.
So
He
you
will
got
go to the
Justin at the
line.
line. I
No,
mean, I think.
Kachi. Kachi at the
I'm
line.
sorry. Yeah.
As he makes the first.
Yeah, Justin was a little hit or miss with the free throws, I think, earlier, but I think they kind of were able to shore that up.
Yeah, I think. Let's see. Misses the second one. Onias misses the chance for the rebound there. And we will go the other way with it here. I'm pretty sure GFS has scored once so far as attempt step back will not go. They'll shoot another three.
That's it.
That's their first made three in a while.
I mean,
Yeah.
It's been a minute since they've made one of those. So
we're killing them right now.
Let's go. They're gonna probably dish it out to Bryce.
Evan takes a three.
No.
That is
Evan,
all 0-2 right
Oh.
there.
just bad miss from Evan there. I think
Yeah,
30
I don't know about that one.
34-18, I believe. We haven't got a glimpse into the scoreboard in a minute, but oh no, it would probably be 33-18.
Take a three and
As
make that.
they're hitting threes now. Okay.
Yeah,
They're
so now they're
starting
gonna
really
ramp
interesting.
up a little bit.
Yeah, they've started up off and beyond the arc.
Nice takes it.
Yeah, that was smart for not hitting it right there. Yeah,
Yeah, you can see
number
them.
7 number 1 converged on that pretty quickly. GFS.
Yeah, you can see that they are really like they've noticed what the problem is with their defense, and that is that they literally cannot guard Kachi whatsoever. So you could see them literally showing a double team when they try to get it to him in the low post.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see they got 2-ish guys on him right there. No, they'll still get it into him.
I
but
think
they're
they're
trying
just
to-
playing. I think they're playing zone on this one.
Tyler is always open in the corner. I noticed that. Like every time they go up, they have like this short white kid covering him, and like he's always open in the corner.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, what a block!
Oh,
good block.
okay.
By Kachi, and we will go the other way with a full court pass to. Who was that? I can't tell. But that was another bucket. I believe that was actually Justin. Who was that? Justin who came in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dwayne's taunting number 1 with some claps.
Yeah, they were looking nice. I think yesterday, last game, Justin closed out. I believe Justin or Kachi closed out with 21 points.
Yeah, Kachi had 21. I think Onias, or I can't remember. I think it was Onias. Dunk it! Boom.
Ooh, you like
Hey.
to see that.
They're having fun out there now. They got back into their rhythm with a couple of fast break points.
I'll give everyone in the Zoom $100 if Germantown Friends wins.
That is, I just would not even try. I mean, obviously we're confident in GS dub, but like, come on now.
You have to play a little.
Don't be throwing around
risque.
money like that. 37. There's the score right there. 37-21 GS. 3:32 left in the third quarter. Germantown has scored a little bit more, but so has George School. So, very good start to the third quarter. I will say that was beautiful. That the Kachi block to the Anias full court pass to the Justin. I couldn't tell if it was a layup or a dunk, but that was a very good sequence there. That kind of I think got them back into their rhythm.
Yeah, so last game, Kachi ended up with 21. Dwayne had 17. Anias had 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very solid game for all three of them.
Yeah. And I don't know if there's probably not live stat scoring on this stuff, but I know Kachi definitely has been scoring a decent amount here so far. I would not be surprised considering if they want to try to keep Kachi in for a lot of the fourth quarter. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to go with Justin Kendall out of this.
I would like to see more of the bench. I don't know who the bench players are because they haven't been playing them that much, but I'd like to see players like Zach, Kimon, maybe Cherie gets a few minutes if he's there.
No, I don't know. I mean, well, they ran with the rotation. They ran with, I believe, an 8 or a 9-man last game, and Zach started this game, but they had Bryce in there instead because he's having a much better day right now.
Mm-hmm.
Still running that still running the 2-3 zone there.
I definitely want to see what Kimon and Cherie can do because Cherie's really a threat.
I don't know if he hasn't played yet this year, if I'm not mistaken.
I think he's on the bench too.
I know Kimon got a couple of minutes in that second half, but I don't know who.
Yeah,
do you guys know
cut.
who?
All right.
Good. Is that Zach making that bucket?
Yeah.
I think those are his first points of the season so far, so very good for him. I don't know if we had anything else. Who are the other guys that haven't gotten playing time?
No, I was gonna say Kimon, but he already went.
Yeah,
Dennis
Akshay. and Dennis and Trey. So, yeah, good defense there. And what just happened? Looks like Kachi might have lost his dribble there.
Yeah, how do you think they've been doing as far as cutting goes? I think the GS has done a pretty good job of that. Like when it comes to getting out and open.
Well, I think really a lot of their game now is much more just trying to concentrate into the low post, and if not swinging around to get an open shot. As number one will stroke in a 3 on GFS. GFS is much stronger this half in 3-pointers. Then again, they did start off pretty well.
Nice, just
from
passed to
deep,
his coach.
and a miscommunication will lead to another turnover by GS.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I don't know about that one. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Obviously he was trying to get Zach the ball there, but Zach had cut, and a probably much needed timeout for GS as they find themselves giving up a bunch of points. Yep, 39-27.
Yeah, we don't like that.
Yeah, with I believe that's 6-2 there. GFS during that run. 156 left in the third during that, I guess, minute and a half-ish one, maybe a little more. They just got to have better communication on the offensive end. That's what it really will come down to if they want to close out this game, because, I mean, that miscommunication right there was probably the biggest glaring mistake that we've seen them really make all season. And that's because a lot, considering they made a bunch of kind of just small mistakes with turning the ball over last game, even though they were still able to pull out because it was the first game of the season. But yeah, as we're kind of back in action here, they need to
block
just
on the way up.
communicate it better. Yeah. Kachi comes up with a loose ball, and they're driving there. Zach will shoot a little bit of midi, tipped back, trying to get it in Justin, and he will miss. So we're going back the other way here.
Still playing that 2-3 zone like you were talking about earlier, Max.
Yeah, I think really what it does is sometimes with that, and what we've seen so far is that they've given up a couple of open threes, but up to this point, really so far this half, they've made a bunch of them. You can kind of see he was open for a while there, and they had another guy there, even though I couldn't tell what number that was, but he just put in the 2.
Driving in,
yeah.
This is the layup. Oh, did he get fouled?
He will go to the line though.
Yeah.
Very aggressive from Justin, as he will go to the line for another 2 free throws. Score relatively the same, 39-29 now though. So 10-point lead, cut down to a 10-point lead for GS as Justin will go to the line. I believe his last time to the line, he went 1 for 2 as he makes the first one.
That's what we really need our bigs to do, because Kachi and Justin can just dominate if they're more aggressive.
Yeah, they're getting to the line a lot. I think Kachi went 1 to 2 his last trip to the line. So yeah, and it looks like they just retooled as Kachi will get a rebound. It looks like we just retooled Dwayne and Bryce back in. Here is they will get it to Justin in the high post, who will get it to Kachi in the low post and go up with it.
Go.
Nice
back dunk.
Back dunk. It looks like he got a foul too.
And
Beautiful
one.
play by
Someone clip that.
Wait. Aha, no, it's probably gonna be it was probably a foul. It was probably a foul instead. So no put back dunk there. That will not count. It will remain 39 or 30. I forget what. 40-29.
Oh, let's go. I like that.
That was beautiful.
I like that. Okay.
Onias right there, I believe.
Yeah.
Onias, I think, playing the 3 right now.
Yeah, you like to see a little bit of the
there.
lobs right now.
Yeah. Beautifully designed and executed, as it looks like there's going to be a foul on, I believe, it looked like Kachi there. I'm not 100% sure, though. 42-29 with 27.1 remaining in the third quarter.
Amari, how are you feeling about that dunk? It was a nice lob?
Yeah, man. I mean, this is what we should be doing at teams like this, We should just be having fun.
Exactly.
Really shouldn't be much stress for the coaches or the players. But, yeah, things are just looking real good right now.
Yeah, as Justin gets called for the foul. there on the driving layup. 19.2 remaining here in period numéro 3.
This guy's probably gonna miss a second.
We missed the first, so.
No, I know he's probably gonna miss a second.
If this roster is correct, that's Musin Muhammad at the line who makes the second, missed the first though. So clearly Matt jinxed it there, as George School will not necessarily dribble it out, but dribble down the clock so that they will get the final shot here. Onias at the top of the key, kicks it to the corner to Dwayne. Back to Onias, who kicks it back to Dwayne for 3. Down it goes at the end of the quarter. They are grittying out there, and George School is on a run right now.
I gotta go, y'all. I'll see y'all later.
See you, Kyle.
See you, Kyle. 45-30, George School heading into the fourth quarter against Germantown Friends.
Yeah, so again, like ask your friend, tell your friends about this stream. I mean, we're definitely sacrificing a lot of time here, and also, I mean, you want to have a little bit of variety when it comes to what you're doing while you're watching these games. I mean, it's not always fun to just watch there and like not really notice anything else. So, definitely be sure to comment, let us know, give us any feedback if you want it. I mean, I'm always welcome for it. I mean, yeah. Yeah,
myself as well. And also, we're kind of giving you the context here. Like we're calling it, we're trying to call it as if like, we're calling an actual game. Now it's a little bit more laid back because of course we're the Salted Tree, but we're still kind of just out here calling the game and calling it for the, this is for the students by the students. So we're having fun calling this game and certainly enjoying, as I'm sure you guys are as well, watching George School win and succeed while playing basketball, as we will begin the fourth quarter right now. GFS has it out of the inbound. They're running their offense again, swinging it around, but not doing much considering the zone, as they will chuck up another 3 and miss. Onias with a rebound, and he will chuck it up to, I believe that is Bryce, kicks it to Justin, who will go deep into the post for Kachi, who will miss it, but go back up with his own shot and put it in. Kachi really, again, destroying the post so far, making every defender who's gone up against him in the post look silly.
Okay, nice dish out.
Yeah, another turnover there, as Dwayne will get a bucket there, a quick layup, and just like that, George School 2 early buckets, 49-30, out of the break for the quarter. At this point, Germantown starting to get a little less consistent with their threes, as I believe that was Onias again who chucked it up to Dwayne in the corner. Onias kicks it into Kachi, who will hit it out to Dwayne, shooting the 3. It's off, but Kachi going right back up with it. And did he get fouled? I believe he did. Could not tell whether it's going to be on the ground or not.
Maybe it was like over the head or something.
It looks like it was probably it's going to stay on the ground. He's not going to get his free throws, as he will check out for Evan. So now they're running Evan and Justin in the front court. I don't know what just happened. With Dwayne. I'm a little confused as to what's happening here. You guys, I don't really know what's going on here. GS right now running Dwayne, Bryce, Evan, Onias, and Justin, as it looks like we might be getting either a reviewable call for like a substitution or a timeout. I'm not 100% sure.
Like I said earlier,
yeah, go ahead, Matt.
Of course. We're up by 19. They're not scoring 19. They're a bad team. I think we should play some of our bench players because really interested. Yeah. I don't know who's on our bench this year. I obviously know Kimon and Sheree, but I don't know the other like people Max talked about.
Yeah, I was gonna say they got Kimon, Shree, Kimon's seen the floor, but Shree, Akshay, and Dennis have not seen the floor yet
Yeah. I
today
don't know
or
who
this season.
Akshay is, so
I'm pretty sure Akshay's a freshman. And
He's a
again,
freshman,
did you
yeah.
say you knew him? Or
nah, I
Oh,
said
I don't know him either.
I spoke to him a few times at Samosa, but I think that was it. One thing do want to point out is how much like Evan has progressed. I think he's developed so much since like the last year. Like I think as far as shooting goes, as far as facilitating the ball, I think that's the biggest thing I've seen.
Yeah, I think he's definitely improved. He definitely improved a lot over the course of last season, as well as he was getting a couple more like starting nods um, instead of some of the other guys, especially with all the injuries that they had last year. So it's
Yeah.
very impressive to see what he's been doing. As I believe, was that Bryce drawing a foul?
Yeah, I think Bryce is getting to the line.
He is going to the line finally this time. George Cool finally getting back to the line as Bryce, who has 3 3-pointers. I don't know if I'm pretty sure those were his only points so far, but he will be looking for more right now as he makes the first free throw, making it 50-30. Bryce, again, a freshman. One of the two twins, his twin Tyler, also has seen some minutes as he misses the second one. One of 3 freshmen on this varsity team this year, as Germantown has it off the miss into their half court set. Definitely still seems like they're running that zone the entire game, as Germantown will chuck up a shot, a 2-pointer and miss, as Onias has the rebound, taking it back up the court.
Nice,
Yeah,
takes it in
beautiful
aggressive,
and one.
gets the shot. Jesus,
Yeah,
that's what I like to see from Nice and the and one right there.
yeah, that I have to say should all about do it. So maybe we will see some of those bench guys come in later, or maybe Ben kind of just wants to seal the deal here and make sure that his starters maintain it. Although I think Kachi's day is probably done, considering that how much he's been playing and the fact and how much we've been winning. As I believe that's going to look like a reach in either on Dwayne or Onias.
I think I was on Onias. Onias is 5.
Yeah. Onias, I believe, was in a little bit of foul trouble early, but did not. But kind of has come back and still maintained to be facilitating the ball pretty well. I think that's his first foul since. So good team block between Justin and
Evan
Evan
gets
there.
the blocks. They get it back, unfortunately, and they get it out on the perimeter right now. Takes it in.
Yeah, they got it. They got a
That
bucket.
was a good shot.
Matt, I think you're like, I don't know if you're slightly behind or not, because I was just saying he had made it by the time you were talking about the perimeter, so you might be a little bit behind.
All right, let me restart it.
I mean, well, for what it's worth, I think for Coach Ben, it's definitely going to be this is a field day for them. I think obviously they're going to get back onto the floor on Monday and just figure out the biggest takeaways that they can get.
I've been making a nice jumper from you.
Yeah,
I'm feeling excited for them. I think this is a type of game that like you'd want, and yeah.
Yeah, I think this game. I mean, obviously they got off to the rough start as another missed 3 for Germantown friends. But I think this is kind of the game that's like, okay, you start off rough, but you know how to come back and then capitalize off that comeback, because that's what they've done. That's what they've done for so long. Is now it's even 50. It's 54-32 right now with 4 minutes left. Like there's no comeback ensuing as Dwayne misses a little bit of a floater there, with Germantown friends on the break, making a layup. So I think this is just one of the games where it's like, you know how to come back and you know how to capitalize, which is good for this team, especially.
Yeah. I mean, whoever's doing the camera work, like it has to be a little bit less jarring. I don't want to sound like a jerk, but like with like the shifts and how you're moving the camera, along the
I was
tripod.
thinking
with
gets
the-
the block foul, but it was still a good block.
yeah.
I think as well as I think it was Anias who made a layup while we were talking. In general, I mean, obviously this was not what we kind of expected for this year to be like this, and for this to be how we're watching the games, because I mean, last year probably some of the most electric moments of last year, from what I remember, at least from my freshman year, were some of the basketball games. Especially those against ANC. But as I think as Zach and Kimon will check back into this game, while free throws are being now, I guess, made by Germantown Friends, as they will also apply a press for the attempted comeback, which will probably not happen.
Yeah.
But
Do you guys take a look
But
at the All-Star starters?
yeah, I did. I think there's not much debate to be had about them in the NBA.
I know the Doncic
The only one,
was a little
there's only
surprising.
one. Yeah, I would say that's the only debate you can have in general. And the only other debate you can have is Durant. I mean, is Kyrie or Harden. And at the end of the day, both of these guys are on the same team, and both of these guys are locks. So,
Harden.
but Luka versus Dame is definitely an interesting argument. I think if you look at like the voting, like I had a feeling the way that the NBA fan vote was trending, as I believe GFS had just made either a layup or a three, I could not tell. And it looks like GS will take a timeout. If you look at that, the way the votes were trending, you had a feeling that they were going to trend towards Luka. But I think that Dame obviously deserves it a little bit more, considering that he's leading his team without his second best guy to a much better record than Luka. But I think the fan vote, they said the fan vote broke the tie. So, and if it's going to come down to the fan vote, it's going to come down to basically Luka. So I think I was expecting it, but it definitely deserved to be Dame.
I'm kind of annoyed that like the NBA like removed like they have like a review for like meme picks, but like because I know like a while back they like so a bunch of people tried like getting Zaza as like an
Zaza,
all-star.
Yeah.
I mean, they need to have some fun with it, and I know Zaza is not all-star material, but it's
He's not close to anything that is decent to Zaza. He's not even like he was leaps and bounds away from even borderline. And I mean, again, last year as well, we had Caruso and Tucker Fall being voted a lot, and Caruso even this year as well. Caruso was 10th during the second vote. So, and also, I don't know if you'd consider it a meme pick because he was out for the whole year and he's still pretty good. But Clay, who never played as Germantown Friends, I think just got an and one. So they're trying to push the
They got
issue.
it off the inbound. They stole it off the inbound.
They stole off the inbound and got an and one called on Zach. But I mean, fans are gonna have fun with it. But at the end of the day, we know that Alex Caruso averaging less than 10 points a game is not all-star material.
I would say that's all-star material.
Someone who I think definitely should get a substitution one would be Devin Booker. I think he's been killing it.
I mean, he's one of the guys that is more likely to be a lock if you look at like who is like guaranteed to probably make it, because it's the coaches who decide. Yeah. And especially in that Western Conference, there's kind of an area where it's like, okay, Donovan Mitchell is probably going to make it because he's leading the best team. Dame is going to make it. And then you're kind of in this shallow area where you have so many different guys who could make it. So I think that if you look at all those guys, I think Devin Booker, because he's the best player on that team, as Kendall, I believe, is getting to the line and makes one. So he will get his second free throw there. If you look at those guys, like Devin Booker is probably number one or number two out of all those guys. So I think he's more of a lock in my eyes than like somebody like Zion, who was definitely being rumored to have a good shot at it, or even kind of Rudy Gobert, even though he's the defensive anchor on the best team in the league. So
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. As I don't know with this game right now, I don't know what's going on at the current moment. I couldn't. As I was talking, I couldn't see if Kendall had made the second one or not, but I'm assuming he did, considering that he, I think, just checked back out for Kachi. So it looks like they'll keep most of their starters in to finish this one out, especially against the press right now. Or no, he did not go out. Who did they bring in as GFS makes another 3? So they got Tyler in at point guard, who's taking the ball up right now and gets it past half court. He probably needs to chill too. They got
Justin gets the dunk.
Justin with a dunk. They got Justin Kachi, Kendall. Is that Onias, I believe, and
That was a deep 3.
yeah, they're hitting their threes now. It might be a little bit too late for that though.
Yeah, and I wish we would have seen more of Keemon in. I mean, this game's pretty much over. But
yeah, what's the score right now? 59-47. So they're making a little bit of a push, but it's probably not gonna be enough. Never say never, but probably not enough.
Yeah, making 12 points to try to trigger overtime is a little difficult in 2 minutes.
I mean, yeah.
Wait, what, didn't McGrady do that once in a basketball game?
McGrady at 13 and 39, but in 39 seconds. But
I don't think we have Tracy McGrady playing on GFS right now.
I was gonna say it. So my initial excuse was like, okay, it's high school basketball. There's no way they're making 12 points back. But my other thing was, it's high school basketball, so anything can really happen. So
Yeah.
I don't really know how to look at this situation, but I would like to say that Georgia School basically has this one in the bag, as long as they can debunk the press and make their free throws.
We got all of our starters in, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got Tyler in instead of Zach, and they got Justin in instead of Evan. They give him another 3, but that one's a miss. That kind of looked like a foul. That kind of looked like a hack trying to get that ball back to GFS, which he does successfully. I think also Justin's trying to play without fouling, as they will get it into Dwayne, who will take this ball up. I can only assume once they get past half court that fouling is probably an option, and I stand corrected, as they're going to let Dwayne dribble the ball out a little bit more here. Again, 59-49 with 1:21 and counting remaining.
I mean, they're going to probably try fouling.
What a take by Onias.
Yeah, beautiful take by Onias, making it 61-49. About 1:10 and counting remaining here in this one. They'd have to get a 3, which they do.
This is a 3. Onias is taking it up now. Full court pass.
Yeah.
Nice layup.
Yeah. I think that should do it here. There's probably under a minute at this point remaining. But definitely a good game for GS. 63-49 is the score right now. I can correction 63-51 with 34.8 remaining. A timeout here by one of the two teams, probably GS, considering that they get the ball back, but probably just kind of planning out how they're going to debunk the press, considering that this press is going to be much harder than before. Now that we are basically under 40 seconds remaining in this one.
Yeah. I wanted to ask a quick question. Do you think Embiid is getting MVP?
Yes.
Definitely.
I feel like you have an opinion on that, based on how much you and Zeke have been slandering the Philadelphia 76ers.
The thing is
I mean, you guys just
Amari just doesn't like the Sixers. That's the thing.
That's not true. I don't like Philadelphia fans.
No, you just
don't like Philadelphia fans.
You don't like Tobias. You don't like Ben Simmons.
Okay.
You don't like Embiid.
Tobias Harris. I don't have anything against him. I don't think he's that special. He's putting up good numbers, but I don't think he's that special.
The only guy that Amari hates, I wouldn't say he hates him. He just doesn't think he's as good as people say he is Ben Simmons. I know that.
Yeah, man. He's just. Offensively, I understand he can get No, it's working right now. But I'm just saying, come playoff time, team's just gonna sit back when he has the ball, and then it's gonna be a 5-on-4 essentially, Unless he plays like he did the other night or a couple nights ago where he gets you like 40.
Well, he's
Which
not
is
going
not
to
gonna
drop
happen,
40.
yeah.
He's not going to drop 40 every game because they have Embiid who just
Yeah, but
dropped 50 last game.
I think
So-
it's working right now in the regular season, but just come playoff time, I don't think you guys are beating the Nets, right? So I mean, that's that. And
There's just- I think in general, there's just a lot of season left to be played.
That's
So-
true, and I mean that's what I'm saying about the MVP conversation too. Like right now, Embiid's playing like the MVP, but there is a long season to go, So I do expect him to pull it back, muscle like he normally does, or bang up his knee like he normally does.
Let's talk about the Hawks real quick. They're doing terrible.
Hold
so-
up. No, that's
They're
not the
doing
point.
I mean,
though. Matt, that's not the point.
what do you want to talk about the Hawks for? Like everyone knows that
yeah.
the Hawks are not playing to what they should be, and they're bad, right?
Correct.
Like I'm not making any excuses, right? I know the
There's-
Hawks are bad, but I'm just saying, come playoff time, the Sixers, what happened a couple years ago? Kawhi shot. Yeah, you guys would have said, "Oh, we would have beat Milwaukee." All right. Then last season, I understand, Ben Simmons gets injured, but even throughout that whole entire regular season, at home
No,
you
but
guys were
we
great,
lost.
but on the
You know what's
road,
the one biggest denominator out of all of those? Brett Brown. So you know what? I think Doc is gonna be.
hasn't Doc Rivers had talent before?
Yes, and he won a ring with one. He's won a ring
Yes,
with the
but
best team
that
he's
was
had.
that was
And this
13
is-
years ago.
and he's had-
13 years ago.
And this is and he has the best player that he's ever had right now on his team right now. Along with
Yes.
the best defender, defender
You're
he's
saying
ever had.
you're saying Embiid is a
Joel
better player
Embiid is
than
the best
Kawhi.
player that Doc Rivers has ever had. Ben
You-
Simmons is the best
you
defender
think-
that Doc
you think
Rivers has
Embiid
ever
is
had.
better than-
and
Embiid
Tobias
is-
Harris is playing the best under Doc Rivers. that he's
Embiid
ever
is better
played
than
since.
Embiid is better than Kawhi. That's what you think?
No, but they had chemistry
I'm not-
issues. You you cannot be showing up like 20 minutes late to practice because you live
But
in San Diego.
Isn't
That's
a
not
coach
gonna
supposed
apply.
to be? Isn't the coach supposed to be the leader of all the players? And isn't he supposed to make sure that everyone is accounted for and everyone is, keeping themselves to the standard that you want to be at to win a championship?
Hold up, am I missing something? I'm confused. What is the San Diego stuff that you're talking
No, okay.
about?
So basically, I think Shams talked about this, but basically, Kawhi lives in San Diego, which is super far from Staples Center or wherever the training facility is. So he gets late. He was really late for a lot of his practices, and like people were saying that might have had an effect on like how they were playing a playoff time, especially the fact that Paul George and Kawhi had like choices
Playoff
on
P.
like which games that they can play or not, which definitely messes up the chemistry when you're working with other people. But regardless of that, the game just ended. What was the final score, Max?
63-51 GS. Very good.
So
Very solid game all around. They did let up a couple more points than I probably would have expected in those last couple of minutes. But it was a very good game. Their defense was very good. The 2-3 zone worked, and their offense, after a slow start, was just was running on all cylinders, as some would say. So very good game for George School. Both very good games for George School as both teams advanced to 2-0 on the season. I don't know if both played Perkiomen on Wednesday, but let's see. Yeah, boys play at Perkiomen on Wednesday. I think girls play. I think the girls might do the same. No, the girls play Friend Select again on Wednesday. So we'll probably be back for those, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yep.
So it's Soda Tree signing out for now, but definitely we're gonna have another stream for the Perkiomen game. Be sure to DM us on Instagram at TST Podcast. Be sure to talk to us about anything you want to talk about for feedback or anything. DMs are open for me. DMs are open for Max. I think DMs are open for Amari. Check with him. But yeah, regardless, Soda Tree signing out.